done? Okay, my turn.
Oh, good grief. I don't think this tree is worth it. But let's play with the monsters. Okay, I changed my mind. I definitely want to kill them. Got him! Yes, 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 I got him. Well, good morning. We're back in Middle Earth, and we are going to start off by doing the cooling chamber, which is an instance. You can do it either solo or duo. And the cooling chamber is this way, so we actually have to go over there to enter it, to start the instance. Tell you what, Moria really needs more, I hate to say it, interior areas. I mean, Moria is like a totally interior area, but I'm meaning going through doors and exploring rooms and stuff. It needs more of that. Okay. Maybe we do have to talk to... I thought we had to go directly to the room to start it. Apparently we don't. We just have to talk to Slagby. I'm wondering if it was ever that way. It could have been. There's Slagby. Alright, let's talk to him. Are you ready to leave? I don't know what is going on inside the cooling chamber, but I know we must move quickly if we wish to find out. Alright, so...
Above the great forges of Khazad-dûm lies a chamber that was used to cool the rising steam and return it as water to the pools of Moria. What purpose could goblins have within the walls of that ancient chamber?
Alright, so... we come down here... and you can actually summon Slagby, and he will help you fight.
Greetings.
Oh, so here we are. What a marvelously constructed place this is, but I fear there are enemies all around us. I will do my best to help you clear them out. Find and defeat the Moria chieftain, and it says a summoning horn can be used at any time to call Slagby to your aid, or to your side. And it says he's ready to begin exploring. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. We'll kill all the filthy dwarves. Stay out. How about... no. And he's like, oh, you got that one. I'll go get the other one. And I found another page. We're doing pretty good on pages so far. So, continuing on. We got a couple Moria soldiers guarding the stairs. Okay, so, it's kind of a big circular area. There's another summoning horn if you needed to summon him again. And some mobs maybe we'll kill on the way out. And it's nice to have Slagby here for a little help. And like I said, summoning horns are all over the place, so you can summon him back if he dies. Look at this place. Impressive. One of the things I really do love about Moria is their impressive architecture. Now, I've had a friend tell me, well, it's not realistic. And I'm like, it's a fantasy. It doesn't have to be super duper realistic. New deed, Warg Slayer. Woohoo! We have killed our first warg in Moria. Alright, so are we near the spot we need to be at? We are. And there is the chieftain right there. And he does not like me at all. The chieftain has fallen and the remaining goblins scatter in terror. The cooling chamber is... we can now work on fixing the cooling chamber. So, we unjam the lever. I don't know, I guess we had some WD-40 on us, so we fixed the rusty gear. And then we unstick the wheel.
What do you need?
So, we'll go back towards the front, and then we'll talk to Slagby again. That way he's still there to help us in case we run into anything else, or, well, we decide to kill those goblins at the first summoning horn. Like I said, it's a big circle. We could go around the other way and kill a bunch more stuff. We don't have to. Unless you want the XP. I mean, that's totally up to you. And I could have sworn that this used to be harder. But I say that about a lot of things. Oh, all the goblins are gone. Okay. Once you kill the chieftain, they actually all do disappear. Used to be they stuck around. Well then. If you feel like killing this stuff for XP, kill them all before you kill the chieftain.
Greetings.
You did very well, my friend. Thank you for your help. I would not have been able to face so many goblins alone. Exit the cooling chamber. The cooling chamber has been repaired and now we can leave. Complete it. Instance the cooling chamber. That one was actually super easy. Alright, so let's go back and talk to Slagby again, and I believe that is the very last quest for here in Dolven View.
I am not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
Thank you for your assistance, Modril. I would not have been able to restore those systems by myself with so many goblins at hand. You have done much for the Dolven View camp, but I believe we are ready to fend for ourselves. The deep descent awaits you. So we got some stuff, and none of it's really useful for us, but if you've done all this stuff, you've probably gotten all of the trackers trade gear, say if you have a hunter or a burglar. For quest gear, all three of those put together is actually a pretty nice set. Just something to note. But we will grab something that is worth a few silver. And I think, yeah, we have a few things to get rid of. Alright, let's go ahead and use those up. Can we use these yet? We can, yeah. Okay. We can finally use the purple ones. Awesome. So let's go ahead and, before we head down to the deep descent, sell off a little bit of junk. Oh. The vendors are right here.
I shall one day sell goblin heads as trophies.
And this guy is very entrepreneurial. He says he's going to someday sell goblin heads as trophies. If that's what he wants to do, that's wonderful, great, fine. You do you. I don't know if there'd be a whole lot of business for that. But I'm not a dwarf, so maybe there is. For that, nah. Yeah, we'll hold on to those for a minute. Too bad I don't have a task board carry-all. And I could carry all that stuff. I could carry all that stuff in one slot instead of multiple ones. Alright, so down into the deep descent. Now we can talk to some dwarves here. We got this guy, and I think he has like one regular quest, but most of his stuff is like instance fellowship stuff. Lost dwarf.
If we drive the orcs from Khazad-dûm, will it be enough?
This will be my head for sure. I was not supposed to send Flick out with any task, but he kept begging me. His father is leading one of the eastern parties of the expedition. If he knew I let his son go out there, and he never came back, they would probably throw me down one of these fissures here. I will never be heard from again, unless, of course, you could find him. You would be saving my beard if you managed it.
What foul and nameless things we face in Moria, I know not.
You may wonder why we have come to the vast deep, Medriel, and scattered to the wind as we did. The Silvertine Lodes are famous for being the first and primary source of true silver, or mithril, as it is called by many. A large branch of miners have gathered for an expedition to search the Silvertine from head to toe, starting at the toes in its roots here. We have not had much chance to mine yet, as we are beset by dangers and missing dwarves and other mishaps. Would you can do the honors of mining ore in the vicinity of the deep descent? And then we have that more here.
Perhaps soon we will toast our victory against the orcs of Moria.
If you are looking for tasks, we have plenty of them, Medriel. The most pressing issue is probably that of our closest neighbors. Stilding, one of our miners, has sent back reports of a great goblin settlement too near here, unfortunately. The name of the place is Gamil Falek, and you can find Stilling there making an assessment of the threat. Head south from the deep descent, and then take the east path at the crossroads, and you should find Stilling there. Alright, so we have grabbed 3 quests from these. dwarves here. The first one is, well, technically the second one I took. The ore samples is pretty easy. So we come out here, and along this hall here, we're going to see some reddish ore sample. And it is called Ore Samples 1 for a reason, because we're going to be doing this several times in different places in the Silvertine Lodes. Oh, did we have one up here we missed? We did. Oh, little bitty thing hiding from us. Easy, quick. Think of it as free XP. Certainly busy work. And don't tell me the dwarves couldn't have done this much on their own. Because you don't see nary a mob all the way down. Except at the very, very bottom. And even then, I didn't really see much of anything. So they could have done this one. But, free XP. An easy quest. And then we can go talk to Steer. And bring him what we found. Which he's... I believe he's not going to be enthused by. I think he's going to be a little disappointed. Alfrequost is recruiting. We are an English-speaking casual kinship. We welcome all those who wish to have some company on our adventures across Middle-earth. Join us at our breakfast table. We have free refills and a Discord server for our members to use too. If we sound like the company for you, send an IM and we can get you settled. So they sound like really nice people. Seems like a casual kinship. I don't know how many people, but they really sound nice. If you happen to be on Laura Lynn and if you're looking for that type of kinship, it is Alfrequost. I think that's AIL space FRECWAST. But yeah, they seem like really nice people. Okay, so ore samples.
It is said that Durin's Bane dwells here, though we have not seen it.
Ah, you're back. Wonderful. Let me take a look at what you've collected. Steer carefully examines each piece of ore closely by holding them up to his squinting eye and rolling them gently on his fingers. No mithril yet, just ordinary iron here, I believe. This is disappointing, but I am not surprised, nor shall I give up hope. There are many places yet to explore in the Silvertine Lodes. Alright, so that's done. And we have to find Flick and talk to Stilling. So, now that we're here, we can go ahead and get off our horse. We can ignore the Grodbog. There's Stilling over here. Diseased Dragonet.
We will reclaim Khazad-dûm for Dine Ironfoot!
Well met, good high elf. As you see, I have discovered some very unfriendly neighbors to the deep descent.
Stay a moment! We will need your aid against the orcs of Moria!
Well, Medriel, we have been lucky so far in that goblins infesting Khazad-dûm seem to be terribly disorganized. with inept leaders. Nevertheless, we cannot relax our guard. If I read things rightly, there is one particular leader among the nearby goblin tribe who has been bold enough to organize a raid against the Deep Descent, and I think it would be best if he doesn't live long enough to carry out his ploy. See if you can't perhaps weaken the goblin forces in Glenfleck and deal with their chieftain while you're at it.
We will not retreat before anyone!
The make of the goblin armor disturbs me, Medriel. It is finer than I would expect for them to have, and certainly to make themselves. If the goblins are being supplied with armor and equipment from elsewhere in Khazad-dûm, then I think we had best find out where the source is and remove it. However, I cannot be certain of my fears unless I have some of their armor to examine. For that purpose, I would have you collect some of that armor from the goblins while you're in Glenfleck. Gimil-Fleck. Alright, so a couple of quests there. And if we go over this way, go ahead and by killing this dragonette. Oh look, that leveled me up. New deed. Go over here. And there's our poor dwarf. He's lost and afraid to move because, reasons.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
Who are you? Are you a friend? Did Styr send you to find me? I hope so. I begged for the task, and now all I want is to be back safe in camp.
I doubt that Lord Balin still lives.
Hurry up and get me out of here. I wish I had never wanted to come out here. All I wanted to do was make my father proud, and now I'm about to become goblin stew. Stop dawdling and let us go.
Balin came, but we have heard no word from him.
Alright, so now we have to defend this silly dwarf. Who's gonna attack everything? Even if it doesn't attack first. Did I mention he's a silly dwarf? New deed, Master of Tragedy. Okay, I don't know what that one is. And we're actually collecting our scraps while we're doing this. Pretty handy. And we have to follow him all the way up to at least the entrance. And of course, like I said, he will attack everything on the way. I can make it back to camp from here. Thank you for your help. Flick has reached safety. And of course, as soon as the quest resets, he'll be right back out there. Because he's not very bright. It's probably why his father doesn't want him going out, getting himself killed. Now, we do have to watch out for sneakers in here, I believe. You have discovered Gimil-Fleck. And we need to kill 9 goblins in here, despite the fact that we're almost done getting our armor. Well, that's not going to be too terribly difficult to find. And there's Gaffrock, he's the boss. So we might as well take care of him while we're here. defeated Gathrok. And he also counted for a goblin. Alright, so remember this place though, because you see this here? This is these maps you'll be gathering for the epic. And there's a Moria snake. I told you we had to watch out for sneaky ones. Okay, need one more. Okay, we're done here. And this thing continues on. There's more over there. There's a little dead end back there. But like I said, you'll want to remember this if for nothing else, because you'll find the maps for the epic in there. Oh look, we have a glowworm. Fun critters.
The orcs of Moria have much to account for.
I had feared this was the case. Upon a closer look, it is no mystery where this came from. These sots incorporate old pieces of dwarf metal and armor from long ago. The craftsmanship is so fine that even the vast span of years between has not destroyed it. Unfortunately, what time could not ruin, the foul hands of goblin smiths have. Some of these pieces must have been rebeaten and reworked a dozen times by now, and worn by even more goblins over the years since they were looted from the fallen or hit from hidden armories of old. I fear they are no use to us now. They serve only as another reminder of the ancient tragedies that engulf fair Khazad-dûm in darkness. Well, that's kind of sad. I mean, it's good to know that there's not some outside force giving them the armor, but it's sad that they raided dead dwarves to get armor.
Durin's folk will defy Durin's bane!
So, Gathrok has fallen. That should set the goblins back again in their efforts to organize against us. And let's see, we have some medium armor, and we have a weapon, either of which we can use, and both of which is about the same amount, so it doesn't matter which one we take.
Khazad-dûm belongs to Durin's folk!
I explored the secret passage while you were distracting the goblins inside Gamil Falek, and I am quite pleased to report that it is safe. It brings us to a tunnel right near Pucklor, who looks to be a terrifying foe, the likes of whom I had not anticipated. But there is good news. I thought I espied a loose bit of rock that would make a good trap for Pucklor's downfall. If you sneak behind through the hidden passage, I think you will be able to get through and crush the villain by luring him into the trap. Alright, so, and here's our dark passage, so we go through it. And we'll fight through a few goblins, because of course we need to fight through some goblins, right? They're part of a deed. Alright, so now you want to arm the trap and then lure. The trap has been set. So there's Pucklor, and we can just do this and lure him into it. And of course, this guy is not affected by it in at least a little bit. He just runs right through it. And return to the hidden passage. Or you could fight your way through all these mobs if you wanted to. Because it's not an instance, it's the regular area. But we'll save ourselves the time.
Azog's folk have not yet fully repaid for their crimes against us.
So, Folklore lies in a grave of stone. Hopefully that will remind the goblins to whom Khazad-dûm truly belongs. I do not care what evil lords support them. The very bones of Khazad-dûm stand against them. So, back up to the deep descent. A couple quests to turn in. Het Legion Veneriador is advertising again. They are the ones that speak English and Dutch. And they have been around since 2007. So pretty much since the beginning of the game. Another casual kinship if that was what you're interested in. Alright, so talk to Steer first.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithro, I would not have come here.
So you found Slick, and he was well, and not too badly hurt? That is very relieving news. Thank you. I'm in your debt. Both the captain's son and my beard are safe, at least for another night. At least until he decides to go wander out again and do something stupid. Basically, that's what he just said. So let's see, we have 78 will, 134 maximum morale, tactical mastery rating, and critical rating. Slightly better armor. We might use them. I don't know. Alright.
The House of Durin will live forever!
So our goblin neighbors will likely not trouble us in the future. That is excellent news, Medril. Thank you for helping stilling at Gamil Falek. That's heavy armor. So neither of these things is particularly useful. We'll just take what we can get money out of. And then we're going to empty our bags real quick.
Driving the orcs from our halls of old.
Blah, 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 blah. Alright. Okay, we don't need that. Of course, we're keeping all the rep items right now. Because, it's how we get our rep fast around here. Alright, we'll hold on to those 2 rep items for the moment. Unyielding Drake Scale, Burglars and Guardians. I don't need that, so I'll sell it. Polished Scales. Recipes that we can sell. Then we'll go ahead and... oh, we found something. Okay. The crystal discovered on one of Moria's orc kin appears to be different from any other crystals found within Moria. You should bring it to someone who may know something about its origin. Perhaps you could speak with Falgir at the Deep Descent. He may have some knowledge regarding a crystal of that sort. Alright, so it actually tells you who to talk to. And... let's see, Alt, right click. Then you can use a whole stack at once. Instead of constantly clicking. Oh, and we have one more item we forgot to sell. Shoulders of Gamilthalek. Come here.
The orcs will one day burn upon the crucibles of our fathers.
It's too bad we can't sort this stuff a little better. Alright. And here, this is the guy I was talking about.
These halls will be great once more.
A worthy find indeed. Though I'm unclear where this came from, I know from stories that there were many such crystals stored in a treasury that we are intent on finding. But this could not be such a treasure, as the vault is long forgotten and well hid. It is unlikely the orcs could have found the entrance. Yet what if they did? Suddenly I fear that this discovery is more dire than I had thought, Medril. And then, of course, his ring is great again, because we're not quite of a level to do those instances. Now, while I'm thinking about it, we had gotten a deed. Master of Tragedy. Critical hits with Fury of the Storm skills. Okay, so that's what that is. I have to do that 500 times in order for it to... Oh, it's a good thing that we attack things a lot.
Welcome to Khazad-dûm. Stay and speak with me a moment.
A band of miners from the Deep Descent has pushed forward into the Silvertine Lodes to establish a small mining camp in the center of this area. You should seek Thalfor along the path towards Menem Barej and give him my regards. He will likely need your help getting things started. Alright, so we're headed down. Before we do that, do we have any items we can use at this task board? Okay, so we have broken longbows, which doesn't look like we can use them. The only thing we have that we could use is the polished scales, and we don't have enough of those. Okay, so we can actually get rid of some stuff later. Alright, so head down here. And there's our camp down there that we need to talk to the dwarves at. Okay. So, who are we going to start with? This fella here.
Dark things dwell now in Moria.
Hell, traveler, are you here to help us get our feet wet? Good. We can always use another pair of hands.
Many foul things dwell in the depths of the mountains. I fear the orcs will be the least of our troubles.
Forgive me for placing yet another burden upon you, but the miners have complained that the platforms of Menem Barej is frequently overrun by goblins or other creatures, and they need it patrolled more frequently to keep such threats at bay while they prospect for Mithril. I won't have my miners picked off by goblin filth. I need you to go patrol that platform and clear it of creatures to ensure the miners' safety.
We can only hope that Durin's bane sleeps deeply.
Our best hope of finding Mithril on the Silvertine Lodes is to reclaim and repair the platform of Menem Barej if you ask me. If you could begin by restoring the wheels on the platform, that would be most helpful. Okay, so this guy here wants to talk to us.
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
Greetings to you, good high elf. I am Guffy, at your service. It's a great day to be a dwarf, I tell you, and I am privileged to see the retaking of Khazad-dûm in person. As we arrived here, I noticed the railway directly to the west. I sense that there are untapped mining prospects there, for the lodes of the Silvertine are the richest in veins in all of Moria, and likely in all of Middle-earth. Would you be so good as to scout prospective paths in the tunnels and hang signs at any clear dead ends so that we know where to start our search? So, we're going to do his quest, and actually I'm going to eat something real quick, just in case we do run into a certain rare elite, and he's a hider too, so it's not like we're just going to see him, but he hides around here. The chance of seeing him isn't, you know, high, but it's not low either. Alright, so we want to go that's a clear dead end, but I think that leads to an instance. Oh heck, I never realized that literally is a dead end. If I had taken another step, I would have fallen over. A good thing I didn't take another step. It would like no mishaps due to oh, excuse me, I have a deep worm here. No misadventures. That's the word I was looking for. Alright, so we have scouted 4 dead-end passages. Now we need to find the intact one, which I do believe is the one that I said led to an instance. That would be the intact one. The passage is intact, but you notice a sense of dread hanging about this particular tunnel. Now we need to post signs at the dead ends. The huge, impressive railway system here.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Dread, you say? Bah, a dwarf does not fear a little dreariness in a mine shaft. According to you, that is the best and only road, and that is where we will begin. I thank you for your report, Medriel. However, nonsensical its delivery. So, We have completed that. And I think we might have enough
If we are to
time.
find Mithro in Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
According to our maps and Balin's own records, there's a mining site along the tunnel where you began to fret for your safety. You should try to overcome your worry and see what you can find there at Balin's expedition. My hope is that there is great potential in that mine for our own dwarves. Do let me know what you find. I am counting on you. Of course, he's not going to come with me. Very well then, you will see. We will be finding veins of mithril and clusters of gems in no time. Solo quest and cannot be completed with a fellowship.
Mithril it is called by the elves, and true silver in the common tongue, but the dwarves do not share their own secret name. The hope of finding it has led many dwarves to their doom in Moria, for they seldom heed the dire warnings when their hearts yearn for mithril, cold and bright in the dark.
So we need to find some relics in here. And we don't necessarily have to kill the small Grodbig. And of course there are goblins in here too. This is some sturdy looking pickaxes, let me tell you. Okay, 2 more. And he's not happy with my presence. Okay, so we need to go back and talk to Guffy again. Whatever Balin accomplished here, this site is no longer safe for any miner. Alright, and it takes us right back here instead of making us run back. So that's good.
These holes will be great once more.
By axe and sword, Medriel, you have my deepest apologies. I did not realize how bad things really were down here. We will need an entire garrison to clear these mines properly. Okay, and completed the quest. They mined too fast. So, you see that over there? That's the platform that we're going to be headed to next time. And we'll clear that out before continuing deeper into the Silvertine Lodes. But until then, bye for now.